Hey guys, how you are doing? Are you doing fine? I hope you had an amazing week and weekend. So today we again have another interesting episode for us all. So thank you so much for coming back again to my channel, and I hope you all learn one thing or two in my YouTube channel. So yeah, so let's get into it. How are you doing? Are you doing fine? I am excited to always do this, even to talk to you guys, to express how I'm feeling, to give you what I have for you guys, and it's always a joy to do this thing with you guys. So thank you so much and karibuni sana, and I hope you all have been like having fun, chilling out, relaxing, breathing in and out, enjoying life, because there's a lot to enjoy out there. So yeah, and thank you so much again. So karibuni sana, and if you are here for the very first time, thank you so much for even having yourself here. So my name is Beth Maora, and this is my little channel called Let's Talk About It. We talk about everything concerning young people and concerning life and social things. So yeah, karibu sana, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel down there. And if you will like this episode, at the end of it all, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have anything to comment, please do so on my comment section. And if you will also love this, please kindly share it with your friends, your parents, your loved ones, and everyone else out there. Okay, so again, I want to appreciate my editing person who does that for me. Thank you so much. He's called Brian Chacha. I appreciate your work so much. Thank you, and may the Lord bless you. And yeah, so today we have another interesting topic, guys, and this is really, so how do I call it, deep? Do I call it deep, or do I call it so close to my heart, because it's something I have been experiencing for the last 2 weeks. No, is it 1 or 2 weeks? I'm not so sure, but it's something I am currently experiencing, and I am trying to navigate myself through it. So I decided to have this to talk about it on my episode, because I feel like it's also something that we as young people experience a lot of times, and it's important to know how to navigate through it. And it's important to know again that we all are going through that, and you are not the only one, and I'm not the only one who is going through that. Okay, and today we are going to talk about identity crisis. Yeah, guys, that is what we are going to talk about, and I personally have experienced that. I think the first time I experienced that is when I finished my high school, joining campus, and I was really wondering what course to do, but I had one in mind that I really wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to do sociology, because in high school there's one person who came, who I think I talked to, and they told me they're doing sociology, and they told me a little about sociology, and it was really interesting. And after high school, I chose, and I decided like I would want to do sociology, but I didn't know the combinations. You had to check on the campuses that offer that course. You had also to look at what your parents tell you love doing. There's a whole lot of things you had to consider, and I kind of felt that I was having an identity crisis at that particular time. And then now, after I have finished my campus and I have done my course, economics and sociology, now this is the time that it really hits us so much as young people, because now this is a period where you need to, like, you're creating your foundation of the future. You are laying a foundation of your career, of your relationship, of your friendships, of so many things. So I feel like this is a very important stage for us, most especially between immediately you've finished your campus and before you get stable at the career you'd want to pick and at the career you'd want to focus on. That is a very important stage for us, and if we mess it up and if we are not able to be guided well on how to choose what is important to us and what to focus on, it can really mess us up, and to the worst stage we can live, and we can live in regrets and feeling like we are not living the lives we wanted to live, and we are not doing what we love, and it's just a whole other issue. And again, I want to say identity crisis happens a lot of times. It even happens even when people are working already. You get yourself, you have a job, but then again you don't feel like that is a job meant for you. There's a lot of identity crisis in so many stages of our lives, so it's not only this. The reason as to why I'm focusing on this, because it's something I am experiencing right now, and it's something I have experienced, and I know it's something that we as young people experience, and it is important to talk about that and how to navigate ourselves through that. So yeah, that is what we are going to talk about today, and I hope by the end of this episode we are going to know how to just go through that stage and that process of getting to identify ourselves, getting to find the grounds on where we fit in the society and the role that we need to play and we ought to play in the society. So yeah, I will start by defining identity crisis so that you get to know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so identity crisis is a period of uncertainty and confusion in which a person's sense of identity becomes insecure due to a change in their expected aims or roles in the society. I repeat that again. It's a period of uncertainty and confusion in which a person's sense of identity becomes insecure due to a change in their expected aims or roles in the society. And that is basically what I have been experiencing in the past 1 week. The reason as to why I've been experiencing that, guys, is because I wanted to do sociology, as I had said earlier. From high school, I knew I wanted to do sociology. I chose sociology, and I chose it with a combination of economics. Yeah, so I went ahead, and it was wonderful. Sociology is something I have grown to love, and I have really understood it so well. But then again, after I have finished campus just a few months ago, I now I am now doing YouTube, and my dad and my family members are asking me if I can want to do something to do with media. Because now I'm doing YouTube to just learn more about this and all that, and it has really got me. It has really made me thinking a lot, guys, to know, to just see, is it sociology, is it media, is it, there's a lot of what not to do. And again, this is a period where we young people want to get involved in so many things. You want to try out so many things, and I don't discourage that. It's important, because you trying so many things, you are able to know where you fit best. Okay, so that's important. But this is a period where we need to be alert, mentally alert, and emotionally alert, and physically alert, to get to know, one, what we want and what we love doing. Because as much as we can fix ourselves and we can try out so many things, it's until we get to consciously know that this is what I want, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. In terms of our career, this is the line I want to take. If it's about engineering, this specifically on roads, that is my area. If it's about sociology, specifically on children, specifically on youth, specifically on, that is what I want to do. If it's media and all that, there's so many things we really need to check on, and I feel like that is really important for us to know what exactly do we want to do, what exactly makes us happy, what exactly do we do even without being forced to, without having to wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, not again. We just wake up and yeah, let's get into it, let's just dive into it. So we really need to know what to do and what we want to do. Okay, and I have some signs that you can check if you have such signs so that you can get to know whether you are having an identity crisis. And the first sign I got is questioning your character. If you are in a place where you are questioning your character, like yourself, you're questioning yourself, like, is that something I really love? Is that, do I make things like that? There are so many. When it comes to your character, what who are you, and what identifying yourself? If you get to a place you're constantly questioning your character, then you might be facing this thing called identity crisis. The other one is questioning traits that influence your perception. If you find yourself questioning that, the traits that influence your perception, what you think and how you think, and what you've been brought up, most especially is how we've been brought up. That is how we have been taught, and that is what really influences our perception greatly. So if we get to a point that we are questioning that a lot, then we might be having an identity crisis. Another one is when you're questioning your purpose or passion in life. Probably you've been thinking that cooking is what is your passion, but then again you get to a place called, like, do you really love cooking? Or probably you thought that you love doing a certain thing, but then again you get to a place but you are questioning that. You might be facing identity crisis. Another thing is when you're experiencing anxiety or unrest, which I have been feeling a bit of that for the past 1 week. I've just been feeling a bit of confusion. I would call it confusion and anxiety of the future, of what to do, of the career to pick, of the jobs to apply and which ones not to apply. I've just been having that anxiety, and if you get yourself you're having that is thing of identity crisis. You might be facing that. Another thing is altering your values or inclinations frequently to match your environment or relation. If you've been frequently adjusting your values, most especially the core values that you've grown knowing these are your core and important values. If you're keeping on changing them, altering them frequently depending on the environment and where you are at, you might be facing an identity crisis. And the last one I got is difficulty answering the questions about yourself. Like, who are you? I know one question that mostly the people who interview, or what they call the interviewers, they normally ask the question of, tell us more about yourself. And that is quite a very heavy question, because you really need to know what exactly to say and what exactly to answer that question. So if you get to a place you're not able to really identify or to answer the question about yourself, you might be facing an identity crisis. And it's okay. One thing I really want to say is that it's okay and it's normal. It's not that you have a deficiency. You don't have like a deficiency of something. Not like you are going through a lot, but it's important for you to identify and to acknowledge. I am a lady who is really in tune to my emotions, and when I feel a certain emotion, I really want to get to the ground of it, of why I'm feeling that emotion, and to get to name how I'm feeling. So I really get I'm so cautious of how I am feeling, so that I get to be able to solve that without having to have a lot of suppressing my emotions. I need to face them head on. And that is basically why I decided to have this, because I said it's something that I'm experiencing, and I really want us to know that it's okay that we experience that. It's okay, but we need to know what to do. We need to know how to navigate through that. If you get to a place you feel like you really don't know exactly what your role is in the society, and to the worst scenario, it can be so bad such that you feel like you're not doing anything, you feel like you're not helping the society, you feel like you're either lagging behind or stagnating, because as much as you're doing a lot, you feel like you're doing nothing. You can be in a lot of jobs, you can be doing so much, but you're doing nothing actually, because you have not yet found your ground, you have not yet found your identity and what defines you. And that is really important, even as we choose the career path to follow, the relationship to get ourselves into, the friendships to keep and which ones not to keep. It goes all round. It's not specific on one thing, it goes all rounds in our lives, and it's important for that. And honestly, I just decided to do this because I needed to also get, I use this platform to also get to share how I am feeling, and to share how we get to just know that this is it, this is why I'm feeling this, and how to overcome that. And one thing I decided to do is, first of all, pray about it. I am a strong believer of God, based on how I've been brought up, and myself, and how I have grown to experience God and to feel God in my life. I am a strong believer of praying, and God making it possible for us. So yeah, so the first thing I did, actually, after I noticed I am in that place, I decided to pray about it and to tell the Lord to really help me identify where He wants me to be and where He wants me to get, because I really wanted to continue on studying more about sociology. But then again, I am doing YouTube channel, I am doing media and all that, but I really don't have like the grounds and basis of it. So I really need to know where to lay the whatever there. But there's a way people can be doing other courses. You can be a lawyer but you have a YouTube channel. You can be a doctor but you have a YouTube channel. So I don't necessarily mean that I have to change. All I mean is that we need to know exactly where to be, if it's media, if it's sociology, if it's doctor, if it's business, there's a lot of all that. And sometimes if we get into something and we are not so sure that is the thing we want to do, we get a lot of failing. Like, I'm not saying that failing is bad, but we get a lot of not working it out. Probably you've done it and then you get to a point called like, this is not for me, and then you drop it, you get yourself into another. So you find yourself, you have so much, but yet you've gotten yourself into so much, but yet you have not really stand to say that this is actually what I love. So the first thing I did when I knew and I felt that is what I want, I decided to pray about it. Second of all, I decided to ask help. I have some of the things we can do to cope with identity crisis, which I'll be going through in a few minutes. But first of all, I just decided to share what personally I did, and that is I prayed about it, and then I called one of my mentors to just guide me on that, to guide me on what to do and how to navigate. It's good to have someone who is above you in terms of the age, in terms of the career, in terms of the maturity, who can guide you on how to relate when these things happen. Because I feel like probably we all have, not probably, I feel like most of us, if not all of us, have gone through that. So if there's someone who is ahead of you, who can guide you on how to get yourself on the ground and to get to know where you are, is really important. Those are the thing I have done. I have prayed about it and I have talked to someone to help me and guide me on how to navigate through it. But there are few things that I thought they're important for us to know when we are getting through this, and when we want to get ourselves through the identity crisis, so we can use such so that we can cope during that period. The first one to treat an identity crisis is look inward and explore yourself, explore what you love, the likes and the don't likes, what is most important in your life right now, your core values. Explore all that. What is important? Look at what you love doing. Just get to know that this is what I love doing, this is what I'd really want to settle for. Just get to have time for yourself. And this is one thing that is really important when you're having our me time. Me time is a time to just explore ourselves, explore our emotions, explore what we want, explore the kind of vibe we need in our lives, the kind of friends we need to maintain, the kind of career we want to take. That whole time is what is done during our me time. So it's really important. I know I did an episode on me time. So one of the things we do when we are one of the things I do when I am having my me time is just to explore myself, my inward self, explore what I love doing and all that. So that is one thing we can do so that we can cope with identity crisis. The second one is find support. As I had said earlier, I called someone so that they can guide me on how to work through that phase. So get someone, get a coach, get a mentor, ask that question. Ask when we feel like we are having that crisis in our heads and in our minds. Ask someone to help you. And if probably you're having an identity crisis between two things or so many things you would want to do, or probably you are talented to doing so many things but you want to find your ground on either one or two, you can find someone to guide you on that. Again, another thing I said is pray. You can pray about it. You can tell the Lord about it to help you, guide you on the place and the line He has purpose for you to follow. So you can pray about that. Another thing is ignore internal and external judgment. The Brunos in our heads, either internally is the Brunos, and externally are the advices we get from friends, from peers, from what we see, from what we feel, and all that. We just need to ignore that, because sometimes when we combine our crisis with the negative thoughts, it becomes a whole messed up situation where we will really take time to get out of. So ignore all that and work on getting to have a firm foundation on our identity and what we really want to do. Another thing is be aware of your emotion, because sometimes we might dealing with something that it's not the reason as to why. I remember the other time I was saying you might be overreacting on something and you think that is an issue, but probably there's an internal thing that you have not worked on. There's an internal crisis that you've not worked on. So I think it's important to be aware of emotions. It's important to feel what you're feeling. It's important to accept what you're feeling. It's important to be like, you know what, I feel like I'm in an identity crisis and I need help. It's okay to admit that you need help. Another thing is that in terms of our emotions, that feeling and that phase can really mess up with our mental health and our mental wellness, so, and our mental fitness, because it really kind of triggers us a lot. It carries a lot of emotions. That's why in the science we said there's a lot of anxiety and unrest. So at that particular time we are mentally not fit when we have the anxiety in our heads about our identity, about our careers, about our friendships, and all that. So it's important to have to be just aware of the emotion that you have and to accept and to work on it. Another thing, the last thing I learned when dealing with or how to cope with the identity crisis is try to stay optimistic about what the future holds. Just try to be optimistic that you will be able to go through that phase and come out strongly, and you will be able to find your ground on what you love doing. You'll be able to find your ground on how the role you need to play in the society, and at the end of it all you will be happy in whatever you'll do come 10 or 20 years after today. So it's important for us to always be optimistic even when we are having such feelings and emotions. It's always important for us to be optimistic about our future, because I'm here to tell you that our future is amazing and it's bright and it's beautiful. All we need to know is just accept and work on the feelings, accept and work on the knowing where we fit. And how to know that is by going through all that in terms of getting someone to help you out, getting to know what you love more, exploring yourself, and getting to know what really is for you and what is not for you. So yeah, and I think that is what I had for you guys today about identity crisis. If you have anything to add about it, kindly, I'd really be blessed to see it on the comment section. If you probably have experienced that and you were able to get out of it, you can as well kindly share on my comment section, and I love to check it out. But for today, that is it, guys, and I hope we have learned. I hope you've gotten one or two things, and if you want to add, if you want to say anything else regarding the identity crisis, feel free to do that on my comment section. Otherwise, kindly remember to subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you have loved it, and share it with your friends, with everyone else, your loved ones, and everyone else if you will love this episode. Otherwise, I love you so much, guys, and to our next episode. Till then, thank you so much. Stay safe and be warm.